Hello everyone, welcome to the divine world of education. I am your teacher and mentor in Tripathi, and as you know we are doing a series on CBSE 12 English. This is going to be our next video, next lecture, and today topic is one of the chapters of flamenco, the interview. Fine, so we will do that. So let us the interview. Fine. So, as you know, what different aspects we cover in each and every video. In this video also we will cover the same aspects. The first aspect will be about the author. So, let us see. About the author. So, who is the author? Christopher Sylvester. Christopher Sylvester. Okay. So, if I talk about who is the author, then Christopher Sylvester is the author. Now, he was actually a journalist. An editor as well as known for conducting and compiling interviews. So, all right. So what we are seeing here is Christopher Sylvester. He was a journalist, now an editor, as well as known for conducting and compiling interviews. Fine. That is why here also what we see that in this chapter he has done the same thing. He has conducted an interview, and then we will find what has happened here. Now next thing that we will see here is actually the characters. Right? So yes, before doing this, let me tell you that this chapter actually has two parts. This part 1 and part 2 you will see in your book also. But first thing that we are going to do here is that it has two parts, right? So this actually is Christopher Sylvester. Let us see the characters. All right. So for the characters, we have number 1 is we have Mukund, Padmanabhan, and another, actually he is the interviewer. And the second character that we will find here is the second character that we will find here is we have Umberto Eco. He is a university professor. comma, a renowned scholar. So this is here, alright. So we have two characters actually, this Mukund Padmanabhan and Umberto Eco. But these two characters we will find only in the next part. In this part we have a general introduction, so we do not have much to worry about it. But in the next part, part 2, when it is there, like an interview with Mukund Padmanabhan, or you can say interview by Mukund Padmanabhan or Umberto Eco, you will find all the details there. Right? Now, let us see this. So this is your part 1. Now, let us see this part 1. First, this one. First thing we have is part 1, and then we have the summary actually, right? And the name of part 1 is Introduction of the interview. Fine. So, yes. Now, let's come to this summary, okay? So, the first part, as you know, the title of the first part is Introduction to the Interview. Now, let us see what is that. Number 1 is like what he says here is this interviews in journalism. Interviews in journalism, they have been actually have been common for over 130 years, or you can say that's read and practiced also. Alright, so now what is here is interviews in journalism, they have been common for over 130 years, they have been read and practiced. Now another thing is here is now another point about this particular part 1. We have this that the people, they have different opinions on interviews. Fine. So now these people have different views. What is the problem here? That some people, right here in this, some find that some people, they can find that interviews are actually the valuable source of truth, art and insight. Okay. So some people, they say that the interviews, they are a valuable source of truth, art and insight, while others, I mean, some people are there who think that that they are exclusive and uncomfortable. So you can say that many people they have different opinions. Like some people think that they are valuable source of truth, art, and insight. I mean, because of the interviews only we are able to understand what is right, what is the truth. While others think that they're abstruse and uncomfortable. Like this is there. Like abstruse is like you can say that they are very adverse, right? And uncomfortable. And the people they feel really uncomfortable. Now, apart from this, that many prominent writers they disliked being interviewed. So many prominent writers they disliked being interviewed. Why they disliked it? Because they think that they dislike being interviewed. Why? Because they think that it invades privacy, right? All right. Now, after this, who are those writers? I mean, there are few writers also who are in this particular topic. We have seen that there are few writers who have disliked being interviewed, and even some names are given. So those names are like we have Naipaul here. We have Rudyard Kipling here. Alright, we have Naipaul, we have Rudyard Kipling, and we also have Lewis Carroll also here. So these three authors they express criticism. And what do they like kind of avoidance of interviews. Alright. Now after this, the another thing after this we have is that there's one more point is here, like even we see that there are different views on interviews. Some people they like it, some people they don't like it. But then also, I will write here because just going down here, so I'm writing here. Now. So what is that? Despite mixed opinions, these interviews despite mixed opinions, the interviews they remain. They remain a source to shape public perception and reality. Fine. So now, yes, the many people they say something else to it. Like I say something else, you say something else, like, because interview cannot be judged as positively by everybody, but then what you see here is it remains a shape, source to shape public perception and reality. Fine. Now, this is something like you can say that it adds to the significance. Right. So this was the summary of part one. Right. It was these are few points which are discussed in part one. Now we can come to this part two. What has been told in part two? We will see that. Part two is your interview with Ambadu. Okay, this is your part two. Okay, interview with Ambadu. Fine. So let us see what is here is. So the first thing that we are going to do is, the first point is again the summary. There will be points. Even this part is a little longer than the part one, and you can see that many important things are discussed here also. So let us see. This part two is actually the excerpt of the interview. Excerpt of the interview of Umberto Eco by, we have an interviewer here. This is Mukund Padma Naman of the Hindu. Right? So he was actually the interviewer from the Hindu. Right? Now, so this particular part too is an excerpt because it's a kind of part of this. Now, the other thing is here. Now, next point after this is we talk about this Umberto Eco. Fine. So, who is he actually? He is a renowned academic, and he is known for his work. Known for his work. Which work he is known for? His work is your the name of the rose. This is his work, and this work became very famous. Right? So he is generally known because of his work and his works. So this, what is it called? This particular work is a novel. This name of the rose is a novel, and his works on semiotics and medieval aesthetics. So generally he was writing about these topics. Now one novel he has written, we have seen this novel, The Name of the Rose. This became very famous and people started knowing him because of this. And he was also known for his other works on these topics like semiotics and medieval aesthetics. Right? Now, after this, generally during the interview, he was asked by the interviewer this how he manages everything, because he has been very popular. Even he is a university professor also. So then he was asked like how he manages everything. Okay. So here he said that he was managing everything because he manages everything because he feels that he is doing the same thing. This is a particular you can say that a line, a quote that he said there, that he feels that he is doing the same thing, driven by his philosophical interests. Philosophical interests. Okay. So he said this, that why he is able to, how he manages, because he when he does something that he feels, and he feels as if he is driven by his philosophical interest. Now, apart from this, some other things also is yes. Now his other works, he has his other works. He has on peace. He has written on peace and non-violence. Okay? And even his children books. His children books. They also reveal, or they also discuss the same ethical aspect. Discuss same ethical aspect. Alright. I mean, again, his other works on peace and non-violence, they also talk about philosophical interest. So we have the same ethical aspect in his other works also. Now, after this, what else we have here? That yes. Apart from this, he describes himself as a university professor. You can say that he describes himself as a university professor. And he described himself as a university professor, and he writes, like you can say that, who writes on weekends. Yeah. Who writes on weekends or on Sundays, you can say. Fine. Now, the other point of this part is that yes. The other point of this part is, let me rub it up because it creates confusion here. So another point he says that that he uses this is a very is a kind of term is used here, is interstices, interstices, interstices. Okay, so he uses this interstices. Wait for a minute. Yeah, he uses this interstices And these interstices actually, what are they? They are like empty spaces in life, and but he uses them productively. So we have this interstices. He uses them productively for his writings. Okay, and the other point he covers here, that if you talk about his novel that we have already discussed, The Name of the Rose. Right. So we have The Name of the Rose. It was a major success, but it, like you can say, despite complexity, it was a very complex novel. Sorry. This Name of the Rose. It is a very complex novel. And despite complexity, it was a major success. And you can see that its popularity also is somewhat mysterious, right? So this is here. Like you can see that what he says here, The Name of the Rose, it was, despite complexity, it was a major success, and this popularity also somewhat mysterious. Even he also doesn't know how it got popular. Even like it was very complex novel, but then also it got popular. So this is, he said that it's very mysterious. Yeah. So these are the points that he talks in part 2 of this. We have done part 1, that was introduction to the interview. We have done part 2 also, this interview with Umberto Eco. Now this is all that he talks in both of the parts, right? So in one way we have done the summary of both parts. Now we can do this part 2 here. We can do the themes here. We can do the themes here. And now the themes are, if you talk about, now we have this art. We have this views on interview, right? This is your one theme is here. Views on interviews. Okay. Now we also have this interview as a form and tool. Okay? Form and tool. Now we also have this we have philosophy and interest. Is there philosophy and interest? We have. Okay. We also have here this. We have interviews as a form and tool is there. Apart from this, we can say that Umberto Eco also is discussed here, so we can talk about also Umberto Eco. We can say that self and identity. So these are the basic themes that are discussed here. 1, 2, 3, 4 themes are there, right? And we have already seen the summary, we have seen the themes here. So this was a complete theme. About the author also we have seen the information, both parts summary, and now this is the theme. So this was it for the interview, the chapter in the interview. We have covered both parts, and thank you so much for listening. Now we'll meet in the next class with the next topic. Thank you so much.